Daniel in the Lion's Den, a tale of faith and courage. Once upon a time in the ancient kingdom of Babylon, there lived a man of great faith and wisdom named Daniel. His reputation for integrity and devotion to God was known throughout the land. Daniel's journey to Babylon began when he was taken captive from Jerusalem as a young man, alongside many others from his homeland. Despite being in a foreign land, Daniel remained steadfast in his faith, serving God with unwavering. Daniel's rise to prominence came with wisdom, and his ability to interpret dreams quickly earned him a place of honor in the Babylonian court. He served under several kings, including the mighty King Darius. The king admired Daniel greatly and appointed him as one of the 3 administrators to oversee the kingdom. In fact, Daniel performed his duties with such excellence that Darius planned to set him over the entire kingdom. This impending promotion stirred envy among other officials and satraps. They sought to find grounds for charges against Daniel in his conduct of government affairs, but they could find no corruption in him, for he was trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. Desperate, they devised a plan that targeted Daniel's faith. Knowing that Daniel prayed to his God 3 times a day, the conspirators approached King Darius with a cunning proposal. They suggested that the king issue a decree that anyone who prayed to any god or human being over the next 30 days, except to King Darius, would be thrown into the lion's den. Flattered and unaware of their true intentions, Darius agreed and signed the decree, making it irrevocable under the law of the Medes and Persians. Despite knowing the decree, Daniel continued his routine of praying to God, kneeling at his window facing Jerusalem 3 times a day. It was during one of these moments of prayer that the conspirators caught him and hurriedly reported the transgression to the king. When King Darius realized that his favorite administrator was the victim of this plot, he was greatly distressed. He admired Daniel and did not wish to see him harmed. The king spent the entire day trying to find a way to rescue Daniel, but the law was binding and could not be altered. As the sun set, Darius reluctantly ordered Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. Before Daniel was cast into the pit, King Darius expressed his hope, saying, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." The entrance to the den was sealed with a stone, and the king's signet ring sealed it, ensuring that Daniel's fate was left in the hands of his God. That night, King Darius could neither eat nor sleep, tormented by the thought of what might become of Daniel. In the den, however, a miracle was occurring. God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions, and they did not harm Daniel. He remained unharmed throughout the night, his faith sustaining him. At the first light of dawn, King Darius rushed to the lion's den. With a voice full of hope and despair, he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" To his immense relief, Daniel responded, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king." Overjoyed, King Darius ordered Daniel to be lifted from the den. When Daniel emerged without a scratch, the king was filled with awe and gratitude toward Daniel's God. In a turn of justice, the king commanded that those who had maliciously accused Daniel be thrown into the lion's den, along with their families. The lions overpowered them before they even reached the floor of the den, demonstrating the protection God had provided. King Darius then issued a decree to all the nations and peoples of every language throughout the land, declaring that everyone must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. He proclaimed, "For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed, his dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions." Thus, Daniel prospered during the reign of Darius and the reign of Cyrus the Persian, his story of unwavering faith and divine deliverance echoing through the ages as a testament to the power of belief and the protection it can bring. We hope that you have enjoyed our story. If it has been an inspiration to you, please share and subscribe and join us again for inspiring and motivational Bible stories.
I hope you enjoyed that video. Now let's get started with our Q&A. Ready? Question number 1. What was the reason Daniel was thrown into the lion's den? Answer: Daniel was thrown into the lion's den because he continued to pray to his God, despite a decree by King Darius that anyone who prayed to any god or human being other than the king would be thrown into the lion's den. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:10. Now, when Daniel learned that the decree had been published, he went home to his upstairs room, where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day he got down on his knees and prayed, giving thanks to his God, just as he had done before. Question number 2. Who was the king during the time Daniel was thrown into the lion's den? Answer: the king during that time was King Darius. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:9. So King Darius put the decree in writing. Number 3. How did the officials catch Daniel praying? The officials caught Daniel praying by spying on him and catching him in the act of praying to his God from his window. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:11. Then these men went as a group and found Daniel praying and asking God for help. Question number 4. What was King Darius's reaction when he found out Daniel had been praying? Answer: King Darius was distressed because he liked Daniel and did not want to harm him, but he was bound by the law he had established. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:14. When the king heard this, he was greatly distressed. He was determined to rescue Daniel and made every effort until sundown to save him. How's everybody doing? Great, let's keep going. Question number 5. How did Daniel survive the night in the lion's den? The right answer is, Daniel survived the night in the lion's den because God sent an angel to shut the mouths of the lions, preventing them from harming Daniel. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:22. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty. Question number 6. What was King Darius's reaction the morning after Daniel spent the night in the lion's den? Answer: King Darius was overjoyed when he found that Daniel was unharmed and ordered that Daniel be lifted out of the lion's den. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:23. The king was overjoyed and gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den. And when Daniel was lifted from the den, no wound was found on him, because he had trusted in his God. This is a great story, wouldn't you agree? There's a lot of trust and faith in God being implemented throughout. Let's keep going. Number 7. What happened to the men who falsely accused Daniel? The answer is, at the king's command, the men who had falsely accused Daniel were brought in and thrown into the lion's den, along with their wives and children. And before they reached the floor of the den, the lions overpowered them and crushed all their bones. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:24. At the king's command, the men who had falsely accused Daniel were brought in and thrown into the lion's den, along with their wives and children. And before they reached the floor of the den, the lions overpowered them and crushed all their bones. Question number 8. How did Daniel's faith in God impact King Darius? Answer: Daniel's faith in God impressed King Darius, leading him to issue a decree that everyone in the kingdom should fear and reverence the God of Daniel. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:26-27. I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Following the decree, Daniel continued to prosper during the reign of Darius and into the reign of Cyrus the Persian. His unwavering faith and integrity not only earned him favor with the kings, but also solidified his position as a respected leader in the kingdom. Scripture verse, Daniel 6:28. So this Daniel prospered during the reign of Darius and the reign of Cyrus the Persian. These incidents reflect the far-reaching impact of Daniel's faith and the acknowledgement of God's power by a pagan king. King Darius's decree and Daniel's continued prosperity serve as powerful reminders of God's ability to protect, deliver, and elevate those who remain faithful to him, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges.